Hi guys. It is Wednesday, November 30th, 2022, and I'm here to do my November WIP update. Um November it was a pretty good month. It had its ups and downs. I did not do 7,500 stitches. I think I'm going to end up somewhere around 4,800, 4,900. I don't think I'm going to quite make it to 5,000. I'm close, but I don't think I'm going to quite make it. Um so it hasn't been a bad month, but it's definitely not as good as October. Um, I did 3 starts. I didn't have any finishes. I'm hoping to have a couple of finishes in December. I'm planning to have a couple finishes in December. So, um, yeah. So I'll show you what I stitched on and what I bought because I'm always buying stuff. And we'll talk about plans and categories and all that kind of stuff. All right. So, um, these aren't really in any particular order. They're just sort of in the order that they're stacked here. So first up is the dogs. This is Retrievers by Janlin. Um, this is my oldest WIP. My goal for this year on this WIP is to do 5,000 stitches. This month I did 700 stitches on it. I'm pretty sure it was 700. This is why we have a handy dandy spreadsheet. Okay, 703 stitches. And here's what he looks like. Look at all of that neck. My friend Kate from Fickle Stitches said he looks kind of like a Pez dispenser. Because he's got this long skinny bit and then he's got this big head on top. So I'm filling in his body, filling in some of the grass. He's getting there. He's still got quite a bit to go. There's still a good 2,500, 3,000 stitches left in him. He's still got a ways to go. But he's getting there and he looks fantastic. I love him. So out of my 5,000 goal, I have done 4,350. So I need another 650 stitches in December to get to my goal. And I'm going to repeat that goal next year for WIP Go. It's going to be another 5,000 stitch goal, which will finish the black dog and then it'll get one of the other dogs started. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do, the yellow one or the gold one. But, so there's my dogs. This one, an oldie but a goodie. This one has gotten a lot of attention this year. This one's gotten 4,000 stitches this year. It looks significantly different than it did at the beginning. I mean, not that the dogs don't. At the beginning of the year, the dogs looked like a Chinese character, and now, it looks like a dog. This one has gotten 4,000 stitches this year. This month it only got 200. So this is Under the Evergreen, our old friend. And I didn't do a lot of work on this one this month. All I did is I did 200 stitches. I put the saddle on the horse, and I did some of the horses behind here. So my horse has a butt. So that's all I did. One of these, at some point, I'll start taking this to work again. I think next year, maybe 1 or 2 weeks out of the month, I'll take it to work and start chipping away at some more of that back stitching. And then when I have it at home, I'll do the cross stitch. This is on the top of my finish list for next year. This is my number one priority next year is to finish this. So, and I've still got about half of it to go. So this is going to get a lot of attention next year. hope I can finish it. This was a start from last month. I'll show you the before picture of this. I mean the model picture of this. This is Japanese Octagon Box by Chatelaine. And EJ and I started our Chatelaines together in October. And my goal for all my new starts this year has been 1,000 stitches. Oops. Don't want to lose that. And so I put 300 stitches in this month. And so there it is. I finished the tree. I started on the grass, some more of the grass on the bottom. And so I'm at 650 stitches for this for the year out of 1,000. My goal is 1,000. Our category guru, Miss Sammy J. Stitches, has requested that I do 400 stitches on this in December. So that'll be coming back out next month to get to the goal. And there's some more grass down here, and I'll probably do some border. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. There's an over one bird right here. I might do that. I might leave that till later. There's some queen stitches on the tree. There's some back stitch on the tree. So I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to get the 400 stitches from. I started doing this part right here, so I might do some more of that. I don't know. Come back next month and find out. So that's my Chatelaine. Okay. This one in my category is a struggle best this month. Maybe there'll become a time when this won't be a struggle, but it's getting better, but it's still not a struggle. It's still a struggle. Let me show you the picture of this too. So this was Alma's birthday start that I started with her. This is Illuminated Manuscript 2 by Barbara Richter. It was published in Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazine, like in 1991. And I did 600 stitches on this month. And so there's where I got to. I did a bunch of this blending filament right here. I did some of this blue. You can see there's some blue in there. I did this blending filament. I did this orange. I did a bunch of this blending filament down here and this blue. These are squirrels. And I decided, so I was on Zoom and I said my goal is to get to the squirrels. And Vicky said, well, what did you name your squirrels? Vicky at Reading and Stitching said, what did you name your squirrels? And I hadn't named my squirrels. And I said, well, I think this one jumping around down here is going to be Vicky. And this one sitting down here on the ground is Sammy. So those are my squirrels, Vicky and Sammy. So I don't know if this one's going to come back out. I don't think that this one is going to come back out this year. This is probably going to go away until at least January. See, but there's still a few more colors in the squirrels because clearly they look very, incomplete. And then I'll come back. I'll finish the squirrels. I'll finish some more of this blending filament. Finish this blending filament. There's still plenty to do. So there's Illuminated Manuscript. All right. Somebody wants my attention. Um. All right. So new starts. I did 3 new starts. I was not intending to do 3. I was planning to do 1. And but things happen. So on Halloween, I I have a Halloween piece that I did back in 2016. It was an old Kit and Bixby freebie that has since been taken down, unfortunately. But it's like a little haunted house, and it has some pumpkins on it. It says Halloween. If I had an easy way to get to a picture, I'd show it to you. But last time I tried to find the picture, it was a production. So I won't put you through that. Anyway, so on the day of Halloween, I put that up on my Facebook, and I said, "Happy Halloween, everyone." Well, my dad's cousin, who I told the story last year, I got in touch with her last year, um, said, "Hey, can you make me something to put on my door for Hanukkah?" She's Jewish. My dad was Jewish. The whole family over there is Jewish. Um, and she's like, "Can you make me something to put on my door for Hanukkah?" And I kind of thought about it, and I contacted her, and I said, "Well, what do you want?" And so she's like, "Well, I'll just trust you in your creativity." So I went on Etsy and I posted several things for her to choose from. Like, give me an idea what you're looking for. What do you want? And um, so there were some that she liked. And then a day or two later, I was looking on Etsy some more, and I came across this one that I'm like, I might have to stitch this for myself. So this is by KLT Charting. It's called Hanukkah Presley Penguin. And this is what it looks like. He's adorable. And so I posted it for her. And she's like, "That one. I want that one." I'm like, "Of course you do." Because he's adorable. So I bought the pattern and I started it. And I put it up. And KLT Charting, by the way, she's got like 17 of these penguins for different things. Different holidays. She's got it for Christmas and she's got them for, I think there's like 17. I know there's a Pride one. I think there's maybe a back to school one. There's a bunch of them. So if you don't want a Hanukkah penguin, she's got plenty more. So I did 800 stitches on it. And there's my penguins, the top of his head, and his little kippah. And so there he is. And the fabric is car wash, I believe, from Fortnite Fabric. So I just cut off a piece of. I had a fat. Oh, yeah. See, there's the back. I had a fat quarter, and I cut off a quarter of it. So there he is. So I'm gonna stitch it, and then I'll add the words Happy Hanukkah to the bottom. So she's not getting it for this Hanukkah. I told her I hope you're not expecting it for this Hanukkah, because that's not gonna happen. So that was new start number 1. So new start number 2. So Thanksgiving Day, American Thanksgiving Day, was Vic Gable's birthday, Stitch and Button. And I've talked about this a few times. We've been badgering Vic. They started talking about it at the Sirens Retreat in June, and we were kind of badgering her to do a Bella Filipina style for her birthday. And I think she got tired of getting badgered, and she's like, "Okay, fine." So, but because her birthday fell on Thanksgiving Day, and people are kind of busy that day. It was, Thursday or Friday. Do it when you can. So, um, I ended up being home by myself on Thanksgiving Day. My brother had made a reservation at a restaurant in West Hollywood, and um, I looked at it and I was like, I don't know about this restaurant. And I read the menu on Zoom, and Sammy was like, bougie. The menu, oh my gosh. And I think what my brother liked about it, my brother's a vegetarian, and I think he liked it because they had a lot of vegetarian options. They kind of, they catered to vegan and, vegetarian. And they had a regular turkey and they had some non vegetarian options, but I think he liked it because they had a lot of vegetarian options. Um, so I was like, I don't know about this restaurant. And then my mom called and my mom said, make sure you look at the dress code because it says dressy casual or business casual. Like, don't go in your ripped up jeans or your pajamas or. And I didn't look at the website. I don't know if there were more specifics on the website about no flip flops or no, shorts or whatever, no sports jerseys. I don't know if there were specifics, but she told me that it said dressy casual or business casual. And I was like, I might have to do some shopping. So, um, but then on Monday, I was on my way home from work, and my brother texted me and said my mom and my uncle were sick, so they were canceling dinner. And um, they're still sick. My mom thinks that is that RSV virus that's going around. My uncle's been sick for like a week and a half. He's been sick for several days. Um, so I asked one of my friends if she wanted to go and do something, but she already had plans. So I ended up just being here by myself on Thanksgiving Day. And I found a restaurant that was delivering, which was a challenge. Um, but a restaurant that I like. There were a lot of restaurants. I'm like, I don't want to order from them, but I found a restaurant that I like that was delivering. So they didn't have like a Thanksgiving meal. I ended up getting a burger, but food I needed to eat. So, but it was, it turned out okay. Anyway, back to the point. Um, and I thought, well, I'm gonna be home by myself all day, and so I'll do my Bella Filipina start on Thursday. Well, I was dithering over fabric. And I had several choices, and I had let my friends kind of give me their opinions. And I got kind of a mix of opinions. But overall, I felt like I wasn't entirely satisfied with any of them. I felt like, I was waiting for that, oh, that's the one. And I didn't really feel it with any of them. I kind of felt like that would work, but and that would work too, but I didn't find anything that I was terribly excited about. So I'm like, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Everybody else is starting it on Friday. So I'll do it on Friday. Well, I don't know what happened. I didn't do it on Friday. I think I was still dithering over fabric, and then by the time we all got on, I was kind of tired, and so um, I ended up not doing it, and they gave me a hard time about it. Shannon was like giving me a death glare. Then I didn't start it with everybody. I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. So Saturday I got up and I dithered over some fabric. I dithered over fabric some more, and I asked a couple more people, "What do you think?" And I was kind of debating between wanting to start it because I wanted to start it with the Sal. I wanted to start it with my friends. Um, but I also felt like I don't want to settle. I don't want to be like, okay, let me use this fabric so I can start it. So I finally picked a fabric that I think it's okay. I think it's gonna be good. Like I don't feel like that was the other thing is like all of the fabrics that I had, I didn't think any of them were bad. You know, they were all fine. I didn't think any of them were bad. Like, oh, if you do it on that, you're gonna ruin the piece. They're all fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with any of them. I was just waiting for that. Oh, that's the one, and I didn't get there. I didn't quite get there. But I picked one and I started it. So all of that to say that I dropped my phone on the floor. Ow. Okay. So um so my Bella Filipina start is Greta Goldbroom by Bella Filipina. I was originally gonna start a different one. My original choice, and I think I talked about this. My original choice was this girl, Lakapati. But I had started the big Chatelaine, and I'm like, you know what? I don't really need another start this big. She's a big girl. And I'm like, I don't really need another start this big. So let me find something smaller. And so I settled on Greta. And after buku amounts of, oh, I forgot a WIP. Oh, we'll go back to that. So actually, here, let me just show you. This is my temperature tree. And I've done almost 1,000 stitches in it this month. I did, I think I did October, and I did the branch and the leaves in November. Or I did the October leaves and the November branch and the November leaves or something. I've done a lot of work on it this month. And I still got a little bit of November left. And I still got several days in November left. And then the December branch and the December leaves. And I'm expecting to put the last leaf in on December 31st. And that will be a finish. And somewhere along the way, I'm going to add at the bottom the city that I live in and the year 2022. So that was my temperature tree. So I started Greta, and here she is. This is 28. The fabric that I finally chose is 28 count Silent Night by Die Stitch Love. This is the same fabric that I did Moon Garden on, and so this got several votes in my little poll of my friends. But this is the one that I finally decided on. And so I started it on Saturday, and so far I've done 300 stitches. So there she is. I'm going to try to do another 100 or probably 100, maybe 200. But there's Greta. Oh, I skipped part of the story. So Thursday night, while I was not starting Greta, I was on Zoom, and I had been on Facebook. I don't know if it was on Wednesday or Thursday or what day it was. But somebody on Facebook had finished one of these. I'm not sure which one it was. But she had finished one of these, and I thought, I have those. I should do one of those. So Thursday, when I wasn't starting my project, I thought, I said something on Zoom, and they're like, you should do that. So I pulled one out, and I was on there with Kate and Sammy, and I let them pick. And so these are from Mill Hill. This is the Winter Cheer series from Mill Hill. And there's Marshmallow Sweet. They're all just adorable. And Peppermint Tweet. And Frosty Mug. That's a lot of white. But the one that they picked, and conveniently I have it in my little snowman bag from Little Yellow House Crafts, who has disappeared. I know there were a lot of changes. She was moving and all kinds of stuff was happening. But the one that they picked is this one. This is Worm and Wise. And they both liked it because it has an owl on it and a snowflake. So this is the one they picked. So this is the one that I started. And I've done 800 stitches on this as well. And there's my little owl. So I think I did the shading around the edge of his face. I think I'm gonna fill in his features, and then I can just color the white and the rest of it before I do the cup and the snowflake. So there's my little owl. I expect to finish this in December. The penguin, I don't know if that's gonna get finished. That might get pushed into January. Don't know. But the owl I can finish. So that's what I stitched on. And so far, before I stitch tonight, which I need to do because games need stitches, before I stitch tonight, I've done about 4,800 stitches. So I guess if I can eke out 200 stitches, I can get to 5,000. So there's my November stitching. So plans. December is a busy month. I made myself a little checklist of things that I need to do for WIP Go and for categories, and I'm going to have to stitch fast. It's a good thing that I have 2 weeks off at the end of the month. I'm taking my last day of work is the 16th, I think. And then I'll go back to work on January 3rd or whatever. Yeah, I think it's January 3rd. The 1st is on Sunday, we're off Monday, and I'll go back on Tuesday. So, categories. Trying not to sneeze. December categories. Pattern type PDF is going to be the penguin. Pattern type paper is going to be the dogs. Longest since worked on. This is going to be later in the month after No New Starts ends. No New Starts ends at midnight on the 11th, I think. So as of the 12th, you're free to do whatever you want. You're not bound by the rules of No New Starts anymore. Whatever track you chose. So since I'm not going to be bound by 22 and 22 anymore, I picked my longest since worked on out of my entire WIP list and not just my little group that I had on my 22 and 22. And the thing that's been the longest since I've worked on, I'm almost positive that this is it, is Stroke of Midnight by Teresa Winslow. I haven't touched her probably in 20 years. And so I'm going to pull her out. I should have gotten her out. I would have shown her to you. But I'm going to pull her out. I'm down here in this bottom planter. So I don't know how many stitches I'm going to do on her, but at least 100. Maybe I'll do 300 or 400. I don't know how much I'm going to do, but I'll pull her out and put some stitches in her. Struggle Bus. That's going to be the chatelaine. And Sammy has asked for 400 stitches, so I'm going to do that. And then started 2+ years ago is the Temperature Tree, because I want to finish that. I started Temperature Tree in June of 2020, so that's been 2 years. And then I have my little checklist. So finish temperature tree, pattern keeper. I need about 540 stitches to finish temperature tree. I need 650 stitches for WIP Go on the dogs. Right now I need about 700 on the chatelaine. No, I'm wrong. I need 400 on the chatelaine. I need about 700 on Greta to get to 1,000. I'm at 300. I'm trying to get to 1,000, so I need about 700. I want to finish the owl. I want to make some progress on the penguin. I don't know if I'm going to finish the penguin. And I'm going to put some stitches in Stroke of Midnight. So I'm like, I better stitch fast. So maybe I'll sneak a Christmas ornament in there or something. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah. So haul. Well, the first thing we're going to talk about is this. This came today. This is my 12 Days of Christmas bag from Vic at Stitch and Button. It came today. Clearly, I haven't opened it yet. I haven't decided how I'm going to open it. I don't know if I'm going to start tomorrow and do the first 12 days of December, or if I'm going to start on the 12th or the 13th and finish at Christmas, or if I'm going to start on Christmas and go to January 6th. I haven't decided how I'm going to open them yet. So, but for right now, it's not open yet. And there it is. It'll be fun. Okay. Last month, at the end of the video, I was telling you guys a story about this chart that I had ordered, the Dimples Designs Elvis St. Anne Margaret chart. No, it wasn't Elvis St. Anne Margaret. It was John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara. So, a quick recap of the beginning of the story is that they were supposed to deliver it. They didn't deliver it. They said the business was closed. What business? This is my house, my apartment. The next day it said, couldn't get into the delivery area. You should have a key or there's a code right there to open the door. The next day it said, we returned it to the post office to verify the address. I'm like, that doesn't make sense because they linked it to my informed delivery, so they have the right address. So I was kind of frustrated, and I caught the mailman a couple of times, and I asked the mailman, like, do you know what the story is? I showed him the tracking information, and I think some of this had happened already when I made my last video, and he explained it. I talked to him again a couple of days later, and he still didn't have it, but I think it was on Wednesday when they said they returned it to the post office. The following Friday, like 10 days later, the following Friday, it finally got delivered. He knocked on my door and handed it to me. So, he's a sweet guy. So, here is my long-awaited chart. Legends of the Silver Screen. There's John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara. And then, a couple of days later, I found on Mercari for $5 Elvis Presley and Anne Margaret, which got to me infinitely easier than the other one. So, and I have the Lucy and Desi one kindred up. So, I got both of those. I was on Stash and Load, and I came across this chart, and I'm like, I think somebody was looking for this. I remember seeing this, that somebody was looking for it. And I went back to the cross-stitch hunting group, or I cross-stitch and I'm not ashamed of it. And I found the girl that was looking for it, and I said, hey, she wanted to know what the name of the design and the designer was. I was assuming she was looking to buy it. And so I posted on her thing and said, hey, I came across this on accident today. Here's the information. And I messaged her privately and gave her the link to where the seller was selling it. I didn't want to put this link in public and have somebody go and buy it out from under her. So she messaged me back and she says, well, I've already stitched it, but I want to be able to record, the name of the product, the name of the chart, and the designer on the back of the frame. I'm like, oh, well, in that case, if you're not looking to buy it, then I think I'm going to go and claim it. So I did. And so this is a delectable Halloween recipe by Mosey and Me, Frank Bialik from Mosey and Me. And so she didn't want it, so I went and got it. And when I look at the thread list and the button list, yikes, not cheap. So we'll see. But it's adorable. It says, I can't read it. Boo of ghosts and goblins scream. I can't read this. Let's take that little package. This cover picture is kind of like shepherd's bush cover pictures where it's impossible to see. Boo of ghosts, goblins scream, hair of witch, one bad dream, spot of frog, spider's toes, into the pot it all goes. So it's very cute. I'll mess with this later. All right. And then, so I'm blaming this on Christine at Calico Whimsy on YouTube and Instagram. So, she, if you watch her channel, she stitches a lot of Mill Hill. She stitches a lot of the ornaments. She stitches a lot of their button and bead kits. She stitches a lot of Mill Hill and a lot of dimensions. So she was going through her Halloween one because it was October. She was looking for Halloween stuff to stitch. She was going through all her Halloween kits and picking out a couple that she wanted to do. And she showed this one. Come stitch for a spell. And so I thought that was really cute and I went looking for it and I found it. So I got that. I got these from Lovecrafts. And while I was there, I saw this one. This is Fairy Garden, and so that had to go in my cart too because, nothing can travel alone. So I got those two. And then this just came today actually. It was sitting on top of my stitch and button box. I saw this on Stash and Load a few days ago. And I blame Jessie Marie for this one. Raise your hand if you blame Jessie Marie for something that you bought. So she stitched this a few years ago, and I thought it was really cute. And the seller was selling it with the accessory pack for, it was a fair price. It wasn't an out-of-print price. It wasn't a crazy price. It was probably about what you would have paid for at retail. But I got the Pumpkin Patch Farm sampler with the accessory pack. So, and this is by the Victoria Sampler. So, yay. One more thing. So Mo at Mo's sale had some of her silks. Oh, had put some of her silks up on Stash and Load, and so I got a couple of skeins of her silk. This is Sanibel. That doesn't show very well at all. It's not that gray in real life. It's a like a bright aqua blue. Hmm. Does this help? Not really, huh? Um, maybe a little bit. It's a bright aqua blue. It's not. It doesn't look like that in real life. It's like a water blue, like off Sanibel Island. Um, and then I also got Spanish olive, which is like an olive green. So, and these are 100-yard skeins. So I got that, and I think that's it. Um, the 7,500 thing is going to be hard to beat. It really is. This month I didn't have any finishes, and that always helps. And I said that in my last video that the finishes helped. I had 3 finishes last month, and I knew that was part of it. And this month too, there were some things that happened in the middle of the month that made me less motivated to stitch. And I was stitching, but maybe not as much as I would have otherwise. Um, and so I think that affected it. So December's coming up. We'll see. I'm gonna have 2 weeks off. So now I'm gonna have to sneeze. Um, so uh, there's nothing to take away the need to sneeze than to say I have to sneeze, or when I'm on Zoom, Vic will say don't sneeze, and then I won't sneeze, but my nose will sit there and tickle forever. So um, so I'm gonna have 2 weeks off. So, and I expect to have a couple of finishes. I want to finish the owl. I want to finish the temperature tree. Maybe I'll finish the penguin. Um, so I'll do a WIP update next month, and then I'll do a separate video with 2022 wrap up, 2023 plans. I'm hoping to have a discussion of my plans with a friend. I hope she knows who she is, so I hope she takes a hint. And I've been kind of getting bugged to do a WIP parade, so maybe I'll do that. I did one at the beginning of the year, and I don't know that it's changed a whole lot. I don't know. Tell me if you want me to do a WIP parade. How about that? Um, so maybe I'll do that either at the end of December or the 1st of January. And we'll see what happens. So I hope you all are having a wonderful stitching month, and we're getting into a busy season. I hope you all have a good December and holiday season, whatever holiday you celebrate. And stay warm. And I will see you all next month. Bye. Happy stitching.